I am George Wenner, and I am here at an undisclosed location with the leader of the opposition, the Honorable Jamale Pringle, and members of the United Progressive Party. The leader of the opposition led a walkout of Parliament just moments ago, and we're here with the leader of the opposition. Mr. Pringle, can you explain to the nation and the world what precipitated your actions in Parliament this morning?
Good morning to you, Mr. Wenner, and your viewers and listeners. Clearly, the government has no regards for the opposition. Because when you're going to bring a bill so late to Parliament, more so, we would have met last night to look at a number of things, and we didn't have the opportunity to even come together to look at that bill. The bill basically, the Port Authority Amendment, where they're looking to seize a ship out in English Harbour. Now we're looking at a maritime situation, and we haven't even got an opportunity to discuss it, to seek legal advice on the matter as it relates to maritime. Because if my memory serves me correctly, we only have one maritime lawyer in Antigua and Barbuda, or one person who specializes in maritime law. They didn't even give us the opportunity, but they're passing that bill in one sitting.
The first, second, and third reading, as I understand it.
In one sitting. And this is not going to be a parliamentary session that we, the opposition, allow the government to continue to disrespect us. Because in their view, they can deem every bill urgent and of national importance.
In the interest of national security.
Yes. Now again, that situation that we just left, I asked for them to give us some time, let we come together and come up with a consensus on that bill. And they refused to.
And also to consult legal counsel on matters of maritime law.
Of course. We cannot just say yes to a bill or no to a bill without having a full understanding. And there are clauses in the bill that I would allow the legal person on our bench to address. Because it's more than just, yes, we need to do this and do it. No, we have to look at the ramifications. This is basically getting involved in the geopolitics of the world. So we have to do things different. And I will just allow the council to highlight some of the clauses in the bill that he, in his wisdom, find to be controversial.
Also gathered here is member for St. Philip's South, legal counsel, Honorable Sherfield Boyne. What is your perspective on this developing situation?
First of all, this is a major bill. To have a major bill presented to us on the table when we come into Parliament and ask us to pick up the bill from off the table and debate it cannot be right. I mean, we represent people. This is a bill said to be intending to amend the Port Authority Act. And in this bill, first of all, it is saying here that the government of Antigua and Barbuda can seize a ship, sell it, and put itself above the liens and mortgages on the ship. Now, imagine a bank lending money to a shipping company to purchase a ship, millions of dollars, and that ship coming to Antigua, and for whatever reason, it is stuck. The government under this law can sell it upon 10 days' notice and take the money disregarding the lien of the bank.
So within 10 days,
10 days notice,
a week and a half, can forcibly acquire and sell the property?
And go itself in priority above the mortgagee.
Wow.
No, that cannot be right. We cannot participate in that.
But this did not give you not only any time to counsel amongst yourself, to caucus, but also to go back to your constituents and seek the wider consultation of the various constituencies and the nation at large.
No, and it goes back to the point of the budget where the government have no money. They have no money and they're like a crackhead. You're looking to sell anything you can find.
It's like going to the pawn shop.
Exactly. So they see the ship over in English Harbor and not even to give us 1 day notice to read this bill. They have to have it today because they want to sell the ship. And I wouldn't be surprised if the purchaser is somebody who is known and friendly to them.
Now, Mr. Boyen, there's another perspective that apparently there is more to this situation than what meets the eye, in that the US authorities have this administration in a stronghold, in that they are not allowed to sell CIP passports. So there is speculation that the US is behind this, and now the administration is finding a way to appease the United States government in taking such action. What is your perspective on these allegations?
If the United States government has authorized the sale of this vessel and authorized that
Or requesting.
and the money be forfeit to Antigua and Barbuda, the parliamentarians should know that authority and that agreement should be tendered with the bill. How can we say as members of parliament that the United States has agreed to this when we have seen nothing? We cannot just accept somebody's word that that is so. And you know, first of all, sanction assets in connection with the Ukrainian war belong to Ukraine government.
To the Ukrainian government?
Yes, Ukrainian government is at war. What if they turn their guns on us? We can't just do that. This is a $80 million ship from what I
So the
understand.
proceeds, let me understand this, the proposed proceeds from the sale of this asset should be to the benefit of the Ukrainian government,
yes.
and not necessarily the government of Antigua and Barbuda. That's
I
your
understand.
perspective.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and we could be subjecting ourselves to being joined into the war with people that we have not done anything to.
Hence the
Okay.
need for ventilation and discussion and seeking caucusing on this matter.
Yes.
We also have here with us the newly elected MP for St. George, Brother Algernon Watt. And let me say congratulations to you. And, you know, you celebrated looking rather dapper a birthday yesterday, and now here having to deal with this vexing issue. What is your perspective on this matter?
Well, one of the things I've always objected to, even on the outside, well, especially on the outside, is the fact that they would just come, bring bills to Parliament, rush it through without consultation. And that's one of the things I promise my constituents, that when things of urgent national importance especially are being debated, things that will affect them and their livelihood, I will consult with them. I can't, on the very first opportunity, go against the promise I made to my constituents. That's the first and foremost. Secondly, the Prime Minister is of the opinion, and this is what he's been debating, that this is so critical, national security, that even us parliamentarians could not have seen this bill beforehand. Malwin Joseph got up and spoke about hurricane. Well, as far as I know, we're in March. This is not hurricane season. That's first and foremost. Hurricane season is 3 months away. Secondly, that yacht has been here for over a year. What makes today so critical that we walked into Parliament empty-handed just to meet a bill on the table? It wasn't even handed to us. Walked into Parliament and it was on the table sitting down. How are we supposed to peruse that in that short space of time to debate it properly, to defend and support our constituents who put us there to represent them? Third, if I may add, this can't be so urgent and such an emergency when I can go online, and if you go to Caribbean Loop News, they spoke of Antigua law enforcement to conduct raid on super yacht Nero. If you go to this is the superyachtnews.com business, they say Antigua to auction $81 million yacht. This thing is out. You go to the Guardian, Antigua Barbuda took auction off $81 million yacht owned by Russian oligarchs.
So in other words, this is the worst kept secret, but yet they're holding it a secret from you,
us,
the elected MPs.
The elected MPs, you know? Well, I know none of us here are going to be disrespected by them that way. We are not going to stand for it. We are here to represent people. Our responsibility are to the constituents of Antigua and Barbuda, the people who put us there. And that is what we're going to fight for. Those are the people we are fighting for. Not for. And also, history again tends to repeat itself. I don't trust nothing that they say. Always have ulterior motives. Okay? So give us the chance to peruse this thing properly, and we can talk about it. We can debate it ad nauseum.
Thank you very much, MP Watts. So we're still here at an undisclosed location, and we're also here with the Member of Parliament. Congratulations, dear sir, for St. John's Rural West, MP Richard Lewis. Mr. Lewis, what is your perspective on this vexing issue?
A lot has been said, and so I'll just lend support to my leader of the opposition, in the stance that has been taken. This bill was placed on the table this morning. I do not see the urgent national importance. I don't know what is so urgent about this that we could not be given 4 or 5 days to consult with our attorneys, to talk with our constituents. When I was in the Senate, I never accepted this, right? And I'm not going to accept it in the lower house. Now the people of St. John's Rural West have elected me. They have said to me, whenever possible, because sometimes, 4 days is not sufficient to consult with them. Whenever possible, come and have a conversation with us as to how we feel about a particular legislation. And at least we should be able, as the opposition MPs, to caucus on this issue. This has serious international implications. We can't just go in there and just open this thing and debate and let's say yay or nay, when we haven't had an opportunity to do our research.
To debate it blindly.
To debate it blindly. I'm not going to debate anything blindly. And so going forward, this has to change. So I'm lending full support to my leader and the stance that has been taken.
There you have it. So we're still here at an undisclosed location, and we're here with the Member of Parliament for All Saints West, Brother Anthony Smith, the Honorable Anthony Smith. And you were also in Parliament this morning. On the opposition side, absent was the member for Barbuda. I think he returned to Barbuda, did he not? And the independent member for St. Peter. Mr. Smith, MP Smith, can you tell us, what are your concerns with this situation that is now unfolding before us here?
Well, first, I'd like to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my perspective of what really took place this morning in Parliament. What I would like to do, as my other political brothers would have shared some very valid points, I would just like to shed some information on the regular procedure that should follow in Parliament, just to educate our nation a bit more. So in Parliament, we're supposed to be given the bill with 7 days notice for us to prepare, caucus amongst ourselves, go out, speak to our constituents, seek the information that we need to help debate the bill that was presented to us this morning when we walked into Parliament. In fact, our team met last night, and if we would have had this bill, even with less than 7 days, we would have had an opportunity to go over it and to at least understand a bit more of what is happening. So that's the first issue. We did not get the correct notice that we were supposed to receive to debate in Parliament. Secondly, Parliament normally has one first reading, a second reading, and then a third reading when you're normally debating on a bill, which gives you again the opportunity to read out the bill, hear the bill, take it to more time to take it to your constituents.
And to get a broader consensus nationwide.
Indeed. And then on the third reading is where, the bill would be passed. So yet again, that normal procedure was broken. However, we do understand that there's a provision in the standing order in which Parliament could suspend these things, but it's supposed to be done when it's of an emergency. So I am trying to find out what is the emergency in regards to selling this yacht. The Minister of Health, he goes and he spoke about the time of a hurricane. And yes, I can agree, that would have been a national emergency. But we're talking about selling a yacht, and we were not even given an opportunity to have some level of discussion on it. And those things are wrong. These things need to stop. And the people of Antigua and Barbuda, they elected us to go in and to make a difference, not to continue with the norm that is wrong. We need to stand and do right by our people. So I just wanted to, to educate the public a bit that those are some of the procedures that were broken, and that is one of the reasons why we walked out of Parliament this morning.
The government, the move of the bill, the member for City West, Prime Minister Brown, declared to the nation that it was an urgent matter of national security. From your perspective, are you or any of your parliamentary colleagues on the opposition benches are aware of the vessel, the intended vessel to be sold, poses any danger, any hazard to the environment? I understand it's moored, it's docked out at either Falmouth or English Harbour. Is it of any danger to the environment? Does it pose a hazard of any sort to necessitate this emergency?
And to
as
us,
alleged?
To us, I would say we don't see that there's a national emergency where this is concerned.
Immediate emergency.
And this is why it was so important for us to get this bill before, to have that time to understand what is really taking place. In fact, you're dealing with a seized vessel, a sanctioned vessel. I mean, there could be geopolitics ramifications coming from us just selling this vessel. And that is what we want to do. We want to consult with respective persons, people who are involved. In fact, I would have heard the Prime Minister stating that he seek permission for us to sell this vessel and the proceeds to then come to Antigua and Barbuda. We don't know if the proceeds should have been given to Ukraine, because it's a sanctioned vessel because of the war between Russia and Ukraine. We needed time to go through this bill, and this is the stance that we have to take for the people of Antigua and Barbuda.
One final question for clarification. The standing order speaks to the circulation of the bill, also electronically.
Yeah.
Did you or any of your colleagues at least receive the electronic circulation of that bill? I know you came to Parliament and met the hard copy. You were greeted with the hard copy on your desk. But at least the electronic copy, was it circulated to you beforehand? Because it would have seemed that the government had plans to go through with this. They would have made preparations for the printing, but not informing the opposition benches. Did you receive the electronic copy?
No, we did not. We did not even receive the electronic copy that we could have had the opportunity again
to discuss it.
Just to start discussing.
You're taking unawares. You are ambushed by this.
Indeed. And again, my brother from St. George, he made some valid points. We're seeing this online suggesting that we're selling a seized vessel here in Antigua and Barbuda. How does the news publication have this information before the members of Parliament in Antigua and Barbuda? It is wrong, and these kind of things need to stop. And we will do everything in our power to continue to share with the nation when the government is doing something against the people of Antigua and Barbuda.
Thank you very much, MP Smith. I am George Wenner reporting to you live from St. George in Antigua.